blogger. This is Lance Lucas in 705 HSAD 600 and for fundraising. And this is my video for the grant proposal that was written and submitted today. And this is for an organization that I previously worked for called Digital Systems. There's been a new CEO since 2016. I was the past CEO of the organization. So I went back to an organization that I knew well and spoke to the new CEO and went and got an agreement with them to work with that organization. And this video is to reflect on what I learned in writing this grant. Normally I didn't handle the grant writing when I worked for the organization, and I learned a lot about how the sustainability was important past services and what kind of campaign that you had to organize to keep it going, and your stakeholders and your relationships with all kinds of partners, and what that follow-up looked like, or what would it take for you to keep funding for a program beyond that original grant or that original services. That's something that I learned in writing this grant. I also learned in writing this grant that the informational citations is so important about your factual information and your factual data coming from organizations with credibility and research background usage. I learned a lot about backgrounds, that as well. And I also learned that even though you can be down and out, you can still keep going, and you can still make it to the end of the road. So I thank you for allowing me to get past the hospitals and sickness and states, and I learned that if you keep fighting, you can still finish the race. So thank you for that. My experience with this not-for-profit and my communication challenges or my logistic challenges or operational challenges that arose was I was sick, and I was in and out of medical institutions, and I still would have to communicate virtually over the telephone, bits and pieces of information. I had a hard time getting to my technology a lot of the times. My past experience with the organization was great. Like I said, I was CEO and a management level. Logistically, though, because of COVID, it was extremely difficult to get any office information. Anything that wasn't categorized at a person's home or couldn't be done through telework, it was difficult to get some information that was kept at the office, so I had to wait for certain records and also reviews through different things. So logistically, those are some of the problems that arose in communication-wise with the non-for-profit digital systems that I work with. And what I would have done differently, to the third question on the reflection of the video, I would have employed more of a team support and got some more assistance, perhaps from the writing labs, maybe ask for an employee from the company to help me more with the writing and distinguishing, because I did a lot of it independently on my own. And I really would like, next time I would have this opportunity, I would really like to take the opportunity to make as much contact with employees as possible beyond just the CEO. I really want to be integrated with all levels of the organization, and that's what I would do differently. I mostly communicated with the CEO, and I would really think that I'd have a bigger scope with more people. And if I had more time to look at more documents, and even though we had COVID happening, I think that, the opportunity to get in the office and have more experience of what digital systems is today as opposed to when I worked there, I would really like to get in the office more. So that is another thing that I would do differently when writing this grant proposal. And another thing I would do differently is I would really enjoy the opportunity to do more than one grant. I would like to look at what it is to do a federal grant, something on a bigger scope, maybe through the Department of Labor, maybe through a national foundation. This particular grant, the Able Foundation grant, was a local grant through Baltimore, and I'm familiar with Able Foundation, and Mr. Bob Emery was the CEO and president of the organization. But next time, what I would like to do differently is work on different levels of grants, as I stated earlier. Um, and the last thing that I would do differently than I did this time on working on this grant is honestly, I would differently not like to be have a health emergency, and I would like to have more time and be in a more relaxed setting than in under the ordeal that I had to deal with. So thank you very much, Dr. Koger, for the opportunity. Thank you for this wonderful class where I learned so much, and it has been a pleasure. And I look forward to working with you in the future, and I also look forward to working with the rest of the students in this class. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.